It's a weekly hangout. There's a lot going on. Let me hit that. Not here at the crib. There's nothing going on at the crib. Just me and you. All right. I forgot to do. I said last week I'm gonna do the cut. I had something stuck in my throat all day. Welcome back, everybody, to the show. We're probably gonna read some Reddit comments, and we're gonna get into some of the. Oh, what is that? First, okay, we get into some SECDEF news. All right, that always does well. All right, I think you guys like that. And he's been coming out, dropping a lot of policies, doing his speaking, doing his cameras and all that stuff, right? The first one that dropped 3 days ago, looking off to my side screen here, was, let me see if I can share that. This one right here, right? Doesn't really matter. There we go. Where he wants to, less generals, more GIs. I always like how he comes out with these. Let's take a listen.
Minimum of 20% reduction of 4-star and flag officers for active duty elements, and a minimum of 20% reduction of general and flag officers in the National Guard Bureau. Phase 2 will produce a minimum of an additional 10% reduction of overall general and flag officers throughout the DoD, in conjunction with a realignment of the Unified Command Plan. It's going to be done carefully, but it's going to be done expeditiously. Yes. We confront a complex and evolving threat environment. We cannot afford to wait. We got to be lean and mean. And in this case, it means general officer.
So if you remember, we talked about this when we did the episode when we were talking about how he fired the CNO and the Joint Chiefs. And this was in that broadcast, or in that speech that he did. He mentioned this, and a lot of people, me and the guests, were talking about it. Like, what's he going to do? And now here it is. A lot of words that I don't know what they mean, right? Sarcastically. But it's more interesting, like, how is this going to be really achieved? Okay, does that mean we're going to stop promoting and kind of, like, weed out some of the top, brass? Like, let them retire and then not fulfill those positions, or fill them with lower ranked officers? That's more, I think, I know, like, if you get into Reddit, this Reddit didn't have too many, it had a lot of sarcasm in there, a lot of hate, but not like the next topic we're going to talk about that just came out today. And it was just a lot of, like, boo-hooing and stuff. Clever, but he really mentions flag officer in the first 5 seconds of the video. But yes, fewer generals is the grammatically correct phrase. It's just not too many complaints here. But I want to know, like, I would like to see the details. And I'm sure it's one of those things, like, this plan probably doesn't even have those details, right? If I don't know, can we find it? You think I'm not gonna look for it? Maybe I'll find it in my off time and look it up. Like, what is the framework for getting rid and reducing the number of flag officers it's not flag, but or I think he said flag, right? Or generals and admirals. What is that real plan? What does that look like in the end? As I say most of the time, like, how is that really going to impact you out on the deck plates, right? Out at our lower level, right? When you think in the line, and that chain of command line, we're not mid, we're very low managers down here. Okay, how's that going to affect us? I don't think it very much does, right? I think we should probably just, like I always say, pay attention to your 3M board and get your maintenance done. Okay. So then, and that's that, right? I don't think there's too much to cover there. Oh, that's not it. This one. So then we go to, well, let's brainstorm a little bit. What is that? It don't mean nothing, really. You're getting rid of, like, 1-star to 4-star. Lean and mean, I think so. I think there's a lot of, because there's one part where he said, like, trying to get down to not one, he doesn't say that. I'm paraphrasing. But, like, trying to get to more centralized command. I think that's a good thing, because oftentimes when you're out there, like, you have an OpCon, an AdCon, a BonCon, a RonRon. Like, you have so many damn people controlling you, right? of how you can do things or how you report or who to report to. To me, for like, again, for my area, I really don't give a shit. Okay, I'm trying to get parts to the ship, and that's about that. Okay, that's what my key in on, and you know, Captain, that's your problem to worry about. I'm not worried about it. I don't give a shit who you got to report to. I report to you, and that's where, like, you know, my metaphorical chain of command stops. Okay, yes, I know there's a lot more after that, but like, I'm not gonna. That's like the top of my ladder. So I think a lot of people that like get on to the social medias and want to complain about all this stuff, right? I think just take a step back. We got Braden's thoughts here. Them flag officer promotions about to become super cutthroat. My guess is a lot of 1, 2, 3-star, 4-star staff, DH department head billets on the are gonna get cut. Excuse me. Good, right? Right. I think that's a good. Like, okay, how many spots are created just to create a spot to get someone promoted? And I think we've had Braden's thoughts on here before of like, hey, that's my buddy, that's my homegirl. We should get them the next star. We should give them their first star. Well, where are we gonna put them? I know what we'll do. We'll make up a job, and they'll be my assistant's assistant, or they'll be the deputy director of under programming of the third letter of the alphabets. They just make shit up. Okay, so I think we could get rid of a lot of that. We can streamline it, and I think that would be more effective. All right, the next bigger one that came out today, just hours ago, breaking news. I needed like a breaking news. That's crickets. Was SCOTUS, the Supreme Court of the United States, ruled that transgender service members cannot serve, right? So then, of course, he came out with this. Cut over to the screen. Bow. Okay. See what he says here.
Continue to relentlessly pursue the president's agenda, especially on readiness. He put out an executive order a week into his presidency, stating the prioritizing military excellence and readiness, that expressing a false gender identity divergent from an individual's sex cannot satisfy the rigorous standards necessary for military service. We agree, and so we implemented that policy. It was challenged in court, and of course, we appealed. And 2 days ago at the Supreme Court, our policy was upheld. And so we're going to continue to advance that policy here at the Defense Department. So, in accordance with policy now reinstated, service members who have a...
So, real quick, like, if there's a way we do things in America, which isn't always great, and it isn't always, I think, done correctly, or it isn't always done above board. I'm a big critic of government and how things are passed in the dark and last minute, and they're 30,000 pages, and they have to vote on it. People of Congress, Senate, and the House, and they don't have time to read all that shit. So they just go with, hey, what are you doing? Hey, no, well, I'm gonna do this, right? Is this what we're supposed to do? And they're just all kind of looking around. I'm like, so it's yes, right? No, it's no, or no, it's not yes. And they do shit like that. The process though is, try to pass something, don't get passed, it gets kicked around, ends up at the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court makes the decision. Now, you may not like the Supreme Court because it, leans in one direction right now, which also should not be a fucking thing, because they're supposed to be apolitical. They're supposed to just read the law and not instruct, but interpret the law and then make decisions based on that. But humans are gonna human. And humans have emotions, and they're going to get sucked in no matter what. No matter what side, color, fucking dumbass animal that you're on, okay? You're going to get sucked into one of those, okay? So right now, it favors one side more than the other, all right? Just the way that cookie crumbles sometimes, right? Old people die, old people retire, and, they kind of, nowadays, they're really kind of planning on, when can I retire? When should I retire? Should I get out when it's my president, when it's their president? What are you talking about? If you're thinking like that, you're all wrong to begin with. At any rate, they made a ruling, right? It's gone through the process. like it or love it, that this is the American process. It's gone to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court made the ruling. Hey, man, like, it's just one of those, like, if you still got your fucking drawers all wadded up, right, and they itching and uncomfortable, like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Change them. Okay? That's the way shit's supposed to work. The plenty of shit has come out that other people have not liked and that some have loved. We should be able to just be like, hey, that's how this cookie crumbled now, right? If it was the other way around, right, we could sit here and make the same video about, hey, Supreme Court said they could serve. Shut the fuck up, get to work. Same thing, same video, right? Just on this side, it's, hey, look, they said they can't serve. The rest of y'all get to work. They need to get separated. All right, let's finish. Listen to what he says.
Exhibit symptoms consistent with gender dysphoria may elect to separate voluntarily. There's a timeline here, and then eventually involuntarily if necessary. This is the president's agenda. This is what the American people voted for, and we're going to continue to relentlessly pursue it.
Oh, well, there you go, right? That's what they've said. Okay. Now, the comments on this one are a lot worse, a lot more, they mad. Okay. We're going to go through some of these. I'll bring them up on screen when I have them ready. This person says, if I don't voluntarily SEP, then I'd be $25,000 in debt to the U.S. government because that's how much my bonus was. Not exactly voluntary, more like forced choice. That sucks. There's another Reddit post I was reading about bonuses and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I got a bonus once. I don't know if people understand how the bonuses work. When I got my bonus, it was $10,000 tax. Came down to like $6,000. I got half of that. That was $3,000. And then over the next four or 5 years, I got like $1,000 or $1,200 somewhere between that, or $900 to like $1,100 for the next on the anniversary, of my reenlistment, or the 1st of October. One of those every year, right? So I was only paid out $3,000. If I would have been separated, like, would I have to pay out $7,000? I never got fucking $7,000. You taxed me, right? And then the other money ain't fucking been paid. So let me know down in the comments if you know more about how that works, because I'm not going to go read the fucking instruction manual on it. All right. A lot of people fucking throwing flames and stones at how he's too much front and center, that they've seen him on TV too much. I always find this is interesting. This is something else that came up today at the place of work between me and some other people, talking about how much should the leader, right, be in front of the troops, right? The CO be in front of the crew, wherever you're at, whatever branch or anything like that, right? And how in some instances it can create big problems. Oh, what happened there? Y'all can still hear me. Oh, we got I don't know what happened there. We got a major malfunction. We're still live. Don't worry. Like, something just happened here on the. There's that. Going back with my camera. Shat the bed. Oh, that's what it is. That's crazy. I've never had that happen. I'm sorry. I'm still here, people. I'm losing customers every minute. You don't get to see this. There we go. We're back. Dead battery. That's crazy because it had 4 blue lights on it as soon as I started. All right, we're back though. We're back. What was I saying? I was all messed up now. Where were we? Let me know in the chat. What was I saying? We were talking about. I remember when defense secretaries act. Oh, when they're on TV and everything. Okay, I remember where I'm at. All right. So how much should your CO or your leader, the big boss, be on TV, be talking to the troops? In one aspect, the troops will say all the time, right? They want to hear it from the boss, whatever it is. They want to hear it from the boss. So then the boss gets up and starts talking about it. All hands call every Friday, 1300, before we let everybody go. Okay? That's all good. Until it's not, right? Until you start having all hands calls, so like whether it's weekly or monthly, and at those all hands calls, you become so accessible that you start getting all the random questions that should have been asked all week long, all month long, that the troops, right, don't ask the chain of command throughout the week. And you could go back to like, oh, well, it's a trust thing then. Maybe it is. I beg to differ all the time, okay? Why ask, I'm like this, why ask the person in the middle if I know the person in the middle just got to go ask the person at the top? And if I know I have direct access to the person at the top Friday at 1300, I'm just going to ask them, right? And then it's going to be in such a public sphere, right? Whether it's on the flight deck, down on the well deck, whatever it is, that it puts them on a spot, okay? And now, you know, either they're going to be, it forces them to either make a quick decision that they've not thought out, okay? Or they bullshit you with some, you know, well, you know, we're gonna have to get back to you on that one. Let me talk to CMC, and then they're looking at CMC, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna talk about that, and then we'll get back to you on that, right? So, that's an issue. That's a problem. Okay, I kind of feel like that's what SECDEF is doing right now, right? Is where, which the flip side of that is, yeah, flip side is like, sailors, troops, whatever, right? They want transparency. They want the boss up there to tell them, this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. This is how it's going to impact you. That's what we always cry for, is like more communication, more communication. And then when we get it, it turns into like these Reddit comments of, oh, why is he always on TV? Oh, he loves the TV. You know what I mean? And like it's fucking dumb. Like, pick one. Either you never want to hear from the boss, or you like to hear from the boss because it lets you know exactly what we're doing. Okay. So that's where it's here, right? I don't remember many SecDefs being this fucking visible all the time. And even if it wasn't because they were fucking up, it's a new age, but idiotic. I don't even know how to, I'm not even gonna say it. I'll just show you. I'm not gonna say it, but it's right here, right? Like, I just don't get, what are we, cabinet secretaries shouldn't be visible if they play their cards right. Hexeth wants to be a monumental media fixture still, and he's dragging down the DOD to do it. Honestly, don't know why such an egoist like Trump or his chief of staff would even allow their subordinate to mouth off so wildly. But is he mouthing off, or is he being transparent and sharing the information that's coming out? That, again, that like comment doesn't make no sense. That's like saying, like, if the XO's out there doing department head call, right? And you're like, I can't believe the fucking captain lets the XO do department head call. What are you talking about? The XO was the one that should be running the ship, right? That's how that works. XO runs the ship, right? Controls maintenance, 3M, all that, right? Cleaning stations, the plan of the day, the plan of the week, whatever it is. That's all coming from XO, right? And just making sure that the CO schedule is on there for whatever the CO needs to do. Okay. So why can't SecDef do the same thing with his Department of Defense and say, hey, this is what's being routed. This is what we got back. Again, I just don't see how you can't have it both ways. All right. If he wasn't going on TV and he wasn't saying, hey, this is coming out, there'd be even more hate in comments and stuff, right? There'd be more distrust, because they'd say things like, oh, look, he's working in the dark. He's working behind closed doors. He's not letting anybody know what's going on. He's just doing all these policies that affect thousands of troops, right, of all branches, and he doesn't even care. He won't even say what he's doing. Like, what are we talking about? Pick one. Do you want him on TV on X, Twitter, on fucking Facebook? Do you want these things coming out where he talks for a minute about what's happening, or do you not want him out at all? It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, let's get back. Let's read a few more of these. All right. This dude should be a picture on the wall for most active duty folks, not a constant presence. Well, he is. But did we see that one where it was in an office somewhere? I don't know if it's true or not. You find out and you let me know in the comments. Where it was like someone took a picture of the chain of command wall, like that you have at your wherever you're at your command, and it had the president and like the SECDEF like turned around or a cardboard over it or something, right? Crazy work that is. Okay, that is some crazy work to be bold enough to do that. But yeah, I mean, we as soon as we knew who was who and who had what positions, we fucking got the pictures ordered. It doesn't have anything to do with, you don't need to fucking like them or not. It's not that. It's hey, the job is put the fucking picture up. Like, what is it hurting your feelings that the fucking picture is looking at you all day? Like, that shit is crazy. I don't get it, man. Again, pick one. What do you want? Definitely getting our money's worth with that makeup room he made us all pay for. I thought they came out that whole him redoing his house for like $1 million or some shit, exaggeration number, was not real. And in fact, there was a lot of problems with them. As someone who works with U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, there are problems with that. So they should look into that. You know, you want something to look into, Doji? Look into Army Corps of Engineers and leases of buildings. Holy shit. The pocket square is cringe. The pocket square was an American flag. Is the American flag cringe, or you're just saying improperly using the American flag on like napkins and things like that is cringe that are easily disposable in accordance with the U.S. Navy flag code? Just saying. Definitely harder to serve now. I have 2 great translators in my command. Here's like the first comment, I think, that has anything to do with the fucking policy right here. Right? Everything, or I guess the one trans that got the bonus and that was separating. This is the first one. Everything else has been fucking boo-hoo. Boo-hoo the SECDEF. Don't like. Give me a new toy. Definitely hard to serve now. I have 2 great translators in my command who have done absolutely nothing wrong and wanted to be career. And we have to sit back and watch pop culture politics prevent them from serving. To what end? I don't know to what end. What does that mean? To what end? To the end of tell them they can voluntarily separate or they'll be forced out. Like, it's just the way it goes right now, buddy. Like, does it suck? Maybe, but, you know, you don't make the rules. If you want to make the rules, get out, run for office, start making rules or impacting them more. Otherwise, at our fucking low level, we say aye. That's really it. This was a solution that had zero nuance for issues that were extremely specific. This was designed to further politicize the military and is generally reprehensible. What is the nuance? That's what I would like to know. What nuance? Genuine question here. What is the nuance that should be considered when putting this out? Right? Real question. Like, I'd like to know more. What are other people that are being affected by this or don't agree with it? If you don't agree with it, I don't think what I'm interested to know what nuance you know. But if you're a sailor that's affected by it, what is the nuance that you think should have been considered? This whole administration is just massive hate filled. Yeah, we know. Everyone is full of hate on all sides. A little brewski tonight. A little seltzy. Oh, that's a long one. That's a long. Oh, and then that's really it. Well, I mean, I'm still looking for anything else that's good, but most of it is hate. He hates us and we hate him, or we hate him because he hates someone else, which you can't even prove that. People like he can't even memorize some notes like a professional and not read off the piece of paper like a functionally illiterate senior enlisted senior enlisted reading promotion orders. Look at that dig. Look at that dig on the senior enlisted, right? Like that can't. Let me show y'all. This is the wild shit. This is how like. Oh, this doesn't make any sense. Can't he memorize some notes like a professional, not read off the piece of paper like a functionally illiterate senior enlisted? Am I reading that right, chat? Let me know. Am I misreading something? So this person is saying that senior enlisted that they've come across can't memorize notes, and that senior enlisted like myself are functionally illiterate in that we read off of promotion orders. That's crazy work. And Salty IP LDO, a regular on here, and also I think one of the mods, says, or use a teleprompter. Where's the in defense of, and then DJ Eric D says, it takes actual skill to read off teleprompter, also a regular contributor here, right? You can see them top 1%ers there. Okay, awesome, good job. But like, why aren't we zeroing in on that part? Right? Like all senior enlisted are a bunch of fucking functionally illiterate, and we always need a piece of paper to read off. One, I'm pretty sure when doing promotion orders, you're supposed to read off of it, right? And most of the time, it's not the senior enlisted, it's the XO fucking reading them as the CO and the CMC walk through the rank and fucking congratulate after the frocking takes place or whatever. Or I get even if we're doing frocking anymore, who fucking knows, right? That's crazy work. I don't know. I think that's crazy. You let me know. Maybe I'm just old and fucking illiterate. Dude stuttered while reading whilst. Oh my God. I've seen this word too many times lately, right? This is someone who's been taking their classes and studying their words real hard. Dude stuttered while reading whilst trying. Is that how you say it? Whilst trying to look like a badass. You whilst looked like a fucking dumbass using a fucking word in there while talking on Reddit at a fucking low IQ fucking post. That y'all see these comments, man? Eventually, someone's gonna get in trouble for posting something on here. It ain't gonna be me. Wow, Chief, that Chief D789, way to go, like, man. Oh, he's already retired. Good for you, bud. Having to go there exam with you. Shit like this. This is like the virtue signaling fucking shit right here, right? I can't begin to imagine what you all are going through. I stand with you. I wish there was something I could do to help. Is that all? You just wish there could? I'm sure there is something you could do to help. I'm sure you could go fucking find something in the community to help with. Okay? I'm sure there is. You just got to reach out to the community. All right? The Alphabet Soup community, LGBTQ plus ABCD. Okay? And they will point you in the direction of where you can fucking go help. So instead of us being on Reddit and fucking doing, posting shit like this is insane work right here. I don't, like, this is, like, I guess, aside from the overall, trans getting kicked out, admin separated, wherever you want to call it. Okay, no longer being able to serve. Okay, and that's enlisting and serving, I believe now, right? They have gender dysphoria in their medical record. That kind of goes back. Let me wrap up this fucking comment first. This shit. Go fucking help then. Figure it out and go fucking help. If you're really an ally, okay, I have friends that are gay and shit. Cool. I'm not fucking telling them not trans. I don't have no trans friends just because I don't know anyone that's trans. But if I was like, oh my God, I wish there's something I could do to help, and they're like, actually, you could come down here and blah, 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 blah. That really put me on the spot, wouldn't it? I'd have to sit there and be like, oh, well, I'm busy on Wednesday at 5:30 and I cannot have gas to go down. Come on. Don't just say shit like this, people. There's ways to fucking help. Go fucking help. Get the fuck out of here. Now, what was I going to say before that? I had two thoughts running at once. And then just a bunch of shit. They're going to be the gender dysphoria thing, right? The gender dysphoria thing, it has to be in their medical record, right? So I think we're kind of getting to the part of we gotta let me add this here. I'm curious if in the future another administration can repeal this and they can get back pay similar to the COVID vaccine people they were kicked out. Thoughts? I think that's fucking dumb. That's my thought there. Braden's thoughts. My thought versus yours. I think it's fucking dumb. I think the don't ask, don't tell, right? They're trying to appeal that and not appeal it. I guess I don't know what the word is, but that came up when we got rid of don't ask, don't tell, and they're like, well, what about all the service members that were kicked out under it? That was the fucking rule of the time, man. We ain't gotta like it, right? It is what it is. It was what it was. Okay, there's a quote that someone sends me an email that says, "It is what it is until it ain't." Right, and then when it's not, then we move on. Okay, and then we do better from then. But if it was every fucking time, like, you just flip flopping back and fucking forth. So no to reimbursements of any kind to anyone for anything. You weren't serving no more. Right? Especially like the COVID vaccine shit. Get the fuck out. Like, what are you supposed to do? Fucking put their record up against the last 5 years too and be like, oh, well, you would have been selected for chief or this fucking nursing program or LDO for what the fuck ever? No, get out of here. Come on. 5-year interim break? No. Now, in the future, right, when I have fucking heart issues, should I be able to seek medical VA compensation for the heart issues because I was forced to take the COVID vaccine? Absolutely. Because I still kept serving, because I followed those orders, because at the time we couldn't really prove if they're lawful or unlawful, but we had to do it to continue to serve, right? And yeah, I should be able to reap that fucking money for my disability, motherfuckers. Know what I'm saying? Thoughts? What do you think? Let us know down below. Let us know live in the chat right now. I thought I heard my phone. Nope. God, the rain coming down. So, and then let's see if we could jump over. As I left, Pakistan v. India. Who had this in their fucking 2025 bingo card right here? Let's jump over this first one. This is some hours ago. Boop, 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 boop. This is the first one. We got CNN right here that just popped up. We can just like breeze through. Pakistan and India throwing blows at each other, right? Some shit popped off. We got a little map of where they're at if you didn't fucking know. China administered Pakistan. I don't even know it. We gotta say what's administered now. India and Pakistan are on the brink of wider conflict after India launched strikes on both Pakistan and Pakistan-administered Kashmir. India said it targeted terrorist infrastructure in the wake of terrorist massacre in India-controlled Kashmir last month. Yeah, shit's jumping off over there. I've been tracking it slowly. There's some good Instagram media reporting on it. Like Unpopular Wars or something like that. A lot of the frontline shit where they get a lot of like live video feeds. This was also, some of these are super cool to watch. Over the last 3 years during the Ukraine-Russia, a lot of their drone attacks, things like that you can find on some of these news channels where I've been watching it. And I mean, they're going at it. I think what's the scariest, right, is they're both nuclear powers, right? Am I wrong? I believe I'm not. And now it's like, could we be on the brink of nuclear war? And everyone thought it was going to be America, right? Everyone thought it was going to be us. And here it's not. Here it is. India and Pakistan 2025 Royal Rumble. Who thought this was going to happen? That was it. I think Pakistan just retaliated also. The New York Times, that can be a paywall. Not taking India and Pakistan escalation to a huge risk, warns conflict expert. Yeah, I think anytime fucking two countries are warring, that are very neighborly. Now, I don't mean that in like they're neighborly friendly. I mean like they're right next to each other. Yeah, that should be taken fucking seriously. One of the largest escalations of decades-old conflict between nuclear-armed India and Pakistan is currently unfolding. Yep. Let me know what you guys think of this. Do you think... No, you don't have my support. Do you think we'll get involved? Do you think China? This would be the big play here, right? Because you got BRICS. What's BRICS? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South America, South Africa, something like one of those, right? Look it up. BRCS. Let's look it up. Let's look up BRICS. Dun 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 dun. BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Yeah. Oh, then Egypt, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Iran, and UAE. That's crazy. UAE is fucking with them because I thought they were our friends with all them ships we pull in there and fucking shit we help them with. Interesting. The plot thickens. AI. So, anyways, does China, since they're teamed up on the BRICS thing, right, and Russia with India, do all of a sudden they jump into the mix? And they start beating the shit out of Pakistan, then what do? We're friendly with Pakistan, aren't we? I mean, didn't they give us some intel on where Osama was? Because he was in Pakistan the whole time. Maybe we're not so friendly. Maybe we let them handle that. Do we go? Does Pakistan reach out to us and be like, "Yo, America, help us out. We let you kill Osama here or something," and we're like, "Nah, don't want to." Does China and Russia see this as opportunity with India to strengthen their BRICS allegiance, right? You saw all those countries that were listed there, okay? And that's supposed to be an economic thing, but war drives economies, okay? Man, that would be a bad day, wouldn't it? A bad day for Pakistan. Like, all of a sudden you got Russia from the northwest, you got China from the northeast, and you got India. They're surrounded. Pakistan is surrounded. They could be over very quick if those other nations decided to jump in and help help India. Both are nuclear powers. Key issue to watch is Paki is backed by China. Yep, with the Belt and Road Initiative and Wait. And a lot of their military comes from them. Hold on. This developing news. If Pakistan is backed by China, but China and India are part of the BRICS, how is that going to impact things? Right? So does China, India is backed by Russia. Here, let me add this. We got someone much smarter than me in the chat. Thank you. India is backed by Russia. They buy 40% of Russian sanctioned oil, and they also have a lot of Russian military equipment. So does Russia and China come in as like big brother, big sister? You pick which one's which, and kind of slap them around both and be like, "What the fuck are you two doing? We're all supposed to be on the same team here." Or is this the time to take sides? Nuclear armed proxy war. Define proxy war for us, Braden. Are we talking about where China and Russia are kind of pulling strings? But they're supposed to be friends. I thought all the commies were friends. Who is more powerful, NATO or BRICS? NATO and BRICS each exert significant global power in their different domains. Interesting. I don't know, people. I don't know much of nothing, right? I'm just asking questions. That's about all we got for tonight. Again, couple things coming out of the SECDEF's office. I'm going to stop reading these comments because I just don't get it. All right, that's it, yo. That's all I got. That's the military news for this Thursday. Okay. Lots of things happening. Remember though, the impact on you is probably minimal. Okay. I think they said there is 4240 transgender service members out of 2.1 million. And for those 4240, it's going to be very life impacting. No shit. It's not to take lightly, right? We wish them the best and hope they're able to navigate this hard time to the best of their ability, right? But for everyone that's not affected, get the fuck to work. Support your shipmates that might be going through this. Support your soldier mates, your battle buddies, whatever it is, okay? And then get the fuck back to work, okay? Because you bitching and shit on Reddit or dropping fucking... there's one comment in here that was like, oh, can we create a union or something? Not a mutiny, but a union? What the fuck are you even talking about? Get the fuck out of here. All right. Oh, here we go. One last comment. Proxy war is when the third parties fight while being backed by a superpower like North Vietnam, South Vietnam, while one was backed by the other was backed by... Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Kind of like, wars going on right now. Except it's only one side being backed by... two different sides being backed by the same country, right? Taxpayer money. I think that's it. That's all I got for tonight. We got more shows coming to you in the future. Couple, man. It's always those fucking things slip through the cracks, man. You be like, hey, I'm still working. Let's work something out. And then people just stop emailing back. But we're working on things. We got things coming. We're going to keep it up here at the Bravo Zulu podcast. Don't forget, for more information... Oh, I got to have another drink. Ooh. For more information on how you can support the podcast, please visit us here on YouTube. Check us over on Spotify, on Apple iTunes. And if you're enjoying the content, give us a little review down there. 5 stars. Give us a finger on Facebook. Double tap the heart for Instagram, everything else, okay? These views and opinions are only of myself, Joshua Moore, and the individuals that are not here tonight. We do not represent the DOD, the DON, or those of the respected institutions or organizations. Thanks for joining us. We out tonight. Be safe out there. Have a good weekend. Yeah, we out.